Hello friends, America's central bank Federal Reserve increased its federal funds rate, short-term lending rate by 0.5% to reduce inflation, and it is also planning to reduce its balance sheet, that is to reduce its security holdings. Indian Reserve Bank of India also increased its short-term lending rate repo by 0.4%, and also it increased its cash reserve ratio by 0.5% to reduce the liquidity present in the system. This is going to take out 87,000 crore liquidity in the system. This is going to increase the lending rate of all Indian banks, and it is going to increase the retail loans, the interest rate of retail loans, vehicles like so following the announcement of RBI, there is more than 2% fall found in both the National Stock Exchange and also in Bombay Stock Exchange. National Stock Exchange for the Nifty index has fallen to 16,677. The foreign investors also selling out the selling off of foreign investors is also continuing. They have taken out around $23 billion from India since October, and Indian investors increased their investments by 1.4 lakh crores in the meantime. RBI announcement also increased the yield rate of government securities. So those investors, so this is going to incur a lot of loss to those invested in bond market. LIC's initial public offering has started. It is going to government is planning to fetch 21,000 crore from this. So it is going to sell 31.6 crores, of which 50% is allotted to institutional investors, 35% to retail investors, and 10% to policy holders. LIC workers went on strike condemning the privatization of LIC. This is going to reduce the dividend share of the policy holders. Previously, the share price was fixed around 1,900 to 2,200 rupees. Now it has been reduced to very low, 907. So the government plan to give it in a takeaway price, and more than 80,000 workers participated in this strike. Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia announced that this year India's urea subsidy will be around 2.5 lakh crores. There is a fall, 42% fall in wheat procurement by the government agencies. So it has come down to 16.19 million tons. So the Food Corporation of India's wheat stocks has fallen to a 5-year low. The government receives around 25 to 26 million ton of wheat annually for the public distribution system under the National Food Security Act. So this is going to heavily affect the PDS and public. So, but the government also, they have FCA is also a lot of rice reserves, so they are planning to substitute wheat with rice. Food Secretary Sudhanshu Bande also announced that the government's wheat purchase is going to be going to half this year, and there is no plan to curb exports. And the fall in government procurement, he said, is going to favor farmers as they are going to get a higher a price higher than MSP offered by government agencies, he said. But the problem is, though the export is going to be higher this year, this is not going to guarantee a minimum support, even minimum support price for the farmers, because this is only going to benefit the big farmers and corporates and intermediaries. So who is going to benefit this? So this is not going to guarantee MSP for the small farmers, as the secretary asserted. India excluded around 1,157 products from the ambit of free trade agreement with the United Arab Emirates (UAE). So India will not provide any kind of custom duty concession on this goods. So these include starting from TVs, soaps, toys, and so many things. According to Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, the overall unemployment in India has increased to 7.83% in April, comparing to 7.6% in the previous month. So in the urban area, it was found to be 9.22%, comparing to 8.28% in March. There are economists who argue that it is difficult to get the real picture of unemployment from the methodology used by the CME to get this data. So because the surveys, the sample size is less, around 44,000 household is used, and survey does not distinguish based on whether it is decent job or not. Even if someone engaged in rag picking is also considered as employed. So the International Labour Organization has said that only those who are doing decent jobs should be marked as employed. But this methodology is not followed by CME, they say. And also the monthly data is small comparing to NSSO, that also they say. So according to the data released by RBI, loan to individuals, retail loan has increased by to 12.4% in March against 10.7% last year. The loan growth to industrial segment also increased to 7.1% from a contraction of 0.4% recorded in last March. And non-food credit growth also increased by 10.24%. SBI also reported that there is a 9.6% credit growth found in India. International Monetary Fund recently announced that India's 5 trillion dream of 5 trillion economy will not be reached before 2029. April PMI, Purchasing Manager Index for Manufacturing, increased from 54 to 54.7 in April, but this is lesser comparing to February. In February it was 54.9. This is S&P PMI. Exports in April has increased by 24% to $38 billion, but import also increased more than that. Import is increased by 26.55% to $58.26 billion. So the trade deficit has increased to $50.29 billion. Government for the promotion of industry and internal trade is going to launch a new wholesale price index with the base year for which is 2017 to 18. So this is going to be based on an addition of 479 products on top of the current 697 products. So this new index is going to assign more weight to food items and going to reduce the weightage for fuel and power. Weight of primary food articles will be raised to 17.46% from 15.26%. And for fuel and power segment, it will be reduced to 11.24%, which is currently 13.15%. Only government put import curbs on waste and scrap of precious metals. The LPG cylinder, commercial LPG prices hiked by another 1 or 2 rupees recently. So GST revenues for April is reached an all-time high of 1.68 lakh crores. Two-wheeler sales for April for the first time after 10 months is increased as per the data from vehicle manufacturers. But this is now unlikely to continue beyond few months, they said, because of the high raw material prices and the shortage of semiconductors. Solar capacity installation in the country is increased by 210% to 10 gigawatts in 2021 according to Metcom Communication. Digital banking units in 75 districts is likely to be operational by July. All public sector banks, 10 private sector banks and 1 small finance bank have initiated the work of opening digital banking units. So this will be operational by July 2021. World Health Organization recently reported that India's COVID death toll is the highest in the world. Nearly 4.7 million people died in India because of COVID, either directly because of the disease or indirectly due to its impact on the system. But the government rejected the data. Tea exports declined by 2.4% during the April-February period of 2021. According to Tea Board data. I see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.